Hey everyone, how's it going? Thought I'd give you another video here, just a little ride that I wanted to do it feels like summer. I was about to say summer, but 74 degrees was the high today, and about right now when I'm riding in September. All right, this is like going on the end of the first week in September, and you're getting like these Indian summer weather days, which is nice. So I think today 74, 75, and the next couple of days, actually, I think it's going to get to even 77, 78 on Monday. So, yeah, trying to get some riding in as much as I can before the true winter starts kicking in. Because you'll go from, like, where I live, like 75 degrees, and then within a week or two, it's like 30 and freezing from there on out for 6 months. It's crazy. So you have to get it in. Right now, it's struggling. We've had some 40-degree mornings, 30-degree mornings, but it warms up still. So anyway, we're going to stretch out a little bit today. I'm going to get past this suburban area and get out to the countryside a little bit, and I'll stop talking for now, but I got to get past all this traffic and stretch my legs a little bit to get outside of this. So I will be back shortly. Enjoy. So, yeah, I got past all the craziness. Actually, you know, when I was going through the little hometown that I live in, there was a funeral procession taking place, so I had to sit in that for about 10 minutes. The road was, I cut all that out, but I literally sat there for like 15 minutes on the road because there was no other way to go. So I got past all that. Now, this area is pretty nice that I'm going to ride on. I'm not going to talk the whole time, but this is a nice stretch. It's called 128, and this road kind of goes around all the major roads, and just as it's a back like a back channel to some of the western counties, and a place called, I don't know if you've heard of it, but somebody local might have, Miami Whitewater Forest. This road 128 will take you there in about 30 minutes, and it's very nice, as you'll be able to see here coming up. You get past this major city stuff, and it's just nice open road, and that's kind of what this scooter's great for. Not that it's not great for anything, but you know, I don't like dealing with a lot of traffic all the time. So I had another video that I was doing, probably the one after this one, and I filmed my way out. I think it might have been this one, actually. Yeah, I think it was this one. But when I got to my destination, I figured, I'm going to turn the GoPro off, just put it under the seat, and just enjoy it without, worrying about filming it. Well, of course, a fire truck almost hit me, and it would have made great footage. It would have made, like, awesome footage because I was in this intersection turning left. I was the first person in the turn lane. And as I was turning left in this major four-way intersection, 3 lanes every direction, I didn't hear the fire truck because I got my helmet on, and for some reason I just didn't hear it. So as I turn, this fire truck come barreling down on the opposite side of the road right towards me, and I had to duck, like just swerve into the traffic that was stopped at the light, and I'm in front of this Jeep. And the guy's just like smiling, like, that's okay, buddy, just as long as you're safe. And this fire truck went barreling by me and kind of weaved through the other traffic that was, I don't know how it just didn't hit anybody, but it was scary. And of course, I didn't have my GoPro camera running. I didn't have it on my helmet. I'm like, oh man, that would have been great footage because, everybody looks, as long as I was safe, everybody likes a little drama here and there in the videos. But yeah, that was a very close call. For me, probably one of the closest calls I've had, and wouldn't you know it, it was an emergency vehicle that I did not hear, and that's the big problem when you're on a bike. Even though the scooters aren't loud, but you have the helmet on, and it just, you don't hear as much as, it was, again, very busy intersection, so I just didn't hear it. And I just saw it out of the corner of my eye as I'm taking the turn. I had the green arrow. I'm like, yeah, pretty cool. First one in line. Oh, man. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But I got past it, and that was that. That is actually the same day here as I'm coming back from this little trip. So, at least I can tell you the story about it, but I don't have the footage. But, that's why it's always important. Hey, if you're another YouTuber out there, I've learned my lesson. Always have your camera running when you're on your bike. It doesn't matter. Scrap the film if you don't want it, but it's always important to have it running. Anyway, this is the trip I'm talking about, going south on Route 128, and I'm just going to shut up for a while. Enjoy this scenery, because if you like these videos, and if you're like me, I just like to watch other people's footage on some of the paths that they take on their motorbikes, whether it's a scooter, whether it's a motorcycle. That's what Moto Vlog is all about, just showing people where you ride. So enjoy this for a little while, and I shall return. I tell you what, there is nothing better than a nice casual motorbike ride through the countryside. And that's the main reason I bought this thing is, I just wanted to simplify life and, have a nice stress reducer option in my life. So this was the perfect bill. I didn't want a complicated, big, heavy old motorcycle. I've had those in the past. But anymore, it's just nice to get on, twist and go, and be in no hurry, even though this thing will get up to 65 miles an hour, which I've had it up to 66 actually a few times, if you've seen some of my other videos. But I'm in no hurry. Actually, anything over 50 miles an hour, it's like, wow, this is crazy. I don't really need to go this fast, because when you're on a motorbike, it just seems like you're going a heck of a lot faster than you really are, just like maybe a boat on a lake. You feel like you're flying, but you're only going like 20 miles an hour. So you kind of get that same sensation on a motorbike, at least I do. So, yeah, I think the sweet spot I've mentioned several times for me on this scooter is maybe between like, any speed below 50 really, because when it starts to get about 50 miles an hour and higher, then you start really feeling the wind on you, even though that reflector, the windscreen in the front, does a nice job. And it's adjustable, but I never really mess with it. I always keep it in the position that it's in because it seems to me that it kind of retracts the wind over the top of your head. I feel it more on my helmet, but I always wear a helmet, so I've never actually ridden this thing. I don't think I have without a helmet on it. If I did, it was just right down the end of my street and back one day to test something. But yeah, I always wear a helmet. It's just, that's my personal preference on this thing. I see a lot of motorcyclists and people passing me that don't wear helmets. And again, there's no law that if you have your motorcycle endorsement, you don't need to wear a helmet. But I'm still riding on my temp, so legally I have to wear a helmet anyway. But when I do get my full-fledged endorsement one day, which I plan to do, I'll still wear the helmet because to me it's just, makes sense. I mean, it's a personal preference. If you don't want to wear one, that's your prerogative. I don't judge anyone that doesn't want to wear a helmet, but I do because especially since I have the white helmet, it serves a couple purposes, not obviously protection, but I like the visibility of the white helmet because people just see me a lot easier, I think. So that's why I chose white for the helmet. Look, this scooter's like a dark color. It's they call it metallic black, but being the two-tone like silver and black, it doesn't have the greatest visibility on the road. So I ride with my brights on, my high beams on in the daylight always. I have the white helmet, and I don't really have any reflective clothing yet, but that's probably going to come in the I would say in the spring. I'll probably buy some other additional clothing, during the winter when they have, better sales and prices online or even local. It's tough buying clothing online because you have to just try it on. Everything runs large or big or, it's very hard to gauge. So I've tried to buy clothing online before, and it just seems like there's always an issue with something. So I like to buy my gear locally as far as clothing. That's just, again, my preference. But anyway, getting back to this ride, this is a very nice ride out. There's another motorcyclist that just passed. But there's a lot of bikes on this 128 because, again, if you can look around, it is great. And unfortunately, I am behind this little slowpoke that I had to follow this little truck the whole entire way. I almost pulled over and just like sat for about 15 minutes just so I didn't have to follow this guy. But he was not that he was going slow, but it's nice to have no vehicles in front of you, better visibility. So I had to follow this guy like the whole way, for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my goodness. Little Farmer John just taking its sweet old time, but that's good. I'm in no hurry anyway. So yeah, the countryside really here is really nice. And what can I say? This is the reason I bought the bike, like I said, just to get out, stretch my legs. Great for stress relief. And, you don't have to be gone all day long. I mean, I literally, as you heard me earlier, or in actually another video, that sometimes I have to force myself to drive, farther away from home. And I don't know why that is. I guess I'm just not used to taking really long trips on this. This is about as far as I've ever ridden on this particular motorcycle is maybe, I'm not kidding you, maybe 30 miles out, and that's not far at all. So, yeah, see that roller coaster on the left? That's pretty awesome. It's like this little private, they have a lot of softball and stuff at this little park they have. They have that roller coaster. It's been there like decades. I don't know how many years, maybe 30, 40, 50 years. I have no idea. But, and then all around it is like cornfields, so it's pretty sweet. But anyway, what I'm going to now is a place called Fernald. This used to be a, like what do you call it? One of these facilities that did the nuclear testing and nuclear. I don't even know. I have to look it up. Fernald, though, is not there any longer. So what they did, because of they had to clean it up because due to radiation, for that, they had to pretty much get rid of everything, and they took years to get this facility free from any radiation and for the nuclear stuff that they used to practice. So they turned it into basically a sanctuary, like a wildlife sanctuary, not animals, but a lot of birds. So you'll see people come up here with their $10,000 zoom lenses and get the wildlife, the birds, all kind of different varieties of birds and hawks and you name it, swans. So this is the entrance to Fernald, the old Fernald plant, and they've done a wonderful job making this into a sanctuary, and it's really nice. Not a very populated area, so I like to come up here and I actually did bring my camera with me, but I didn't bring my zoom lens because I planned on going to another park called the Miami Whitewater Forest. But for some reason, I'm like, you know what? Let me go over to Fernald. I'm gonna, and we still call it Fernald. I'm gonna go here and just kind of chill and go back here and maybe take the camera. I had my wide angle. I didn't bring my 400 millimeter zoom lens, so I'm a hobby photographer. So I have some gear, not a lot, but I didn't bring my long lens. I just got my landscape lens because that's kind of the shooting that I plan to do. But out here at Fernald, there's really, this is prime real estate for zoom lenses out here because this is where people go to capture the birds and things like that, like I said. But I brought my camera, and I'll show you here in a little bit. It's under the seat, but I did not bring the zoom lens. So I don't know, just kind of the weird time of day. This is just, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the sun angle for photography wasn't great, and as you can see, a lot of the foliage, the fall foliage is already gone, so I missed that opportunity. But this is really not the place for like landscape photography, more so than bird photography, I call it. So anyway, this is the plant. It's huge. I don't know how many acres it is, but they turned it all into, they cleaned it up. Don't know if there's any radiation left at all. Maybe a little in some areas, but it's perfectly safe. It's legally safe now. So I like to drive back here, and it's just a beautiful place to walk or hike. They got these like nature trails that you can do, but it's neat. It's really cool. I enjoy it. And this is just a road that kind of leads back to the Welcome Center. So they got a nice Welcome Center. You can go in here and learn about the history of Fernald and what happened and how they cleaned it up, and it's pretty interesting. That building straight ahead, way back there, the white one, that I'll be coming up on here shortly, but that's where you can go in and learn about the history of this old plant and what they've done. But it's really cool. A lot of history back here, and as you can see, this is like the perfect day to come here and do this, and there's like very little people here. It's amazing. This place is never crowded, so not like some other parks. So you can come out here and bring a lunch and, do a picnic, and there's tables, and you can go on a little nature hike. They got some trails back here at the back of the parking lot that actually go off these little beaten path, and you can walk around. I've done it before, like years ago. I haven't done it recently, but it's a really cool little place. So this is kind of, I think it's Hamilton County, I think. I don't know if I crossed the county. It might be Butler still. I don't know. But anyway, it's 128 Fernald plant, or the old Fernald plant. And I don't know what the official name of it is now. I didn't bother looking it up. But straight ahead, that's one of the paths right here that you can take. And it goes all through, the woods, and it's really cool. So people come here in this parking lot, park their vehicles, and then there's tons of little paths around. As you can see, it's not crowded. I mean, it's crazy. This place is always like this. So it's a little, kind of like a little hidden gem in the rough, as I, call it, where not a lot of people go flocking to it like some of your local parks. People don't like to drive far. I found that around my hometown that it's very difficult for people to stretched their legs. They want to just drive 5 minutes from their suburban home, and that's why the parks around me are so crowded. So this one's not. Anyway, I just wanted to get off the bike here a little bit and kind of show you, the seat and where I have my camera and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice to get off the bike, stretch your legs. That was about a 30-minute drive that I did, so not too far. But there she is, Honda ADV 150. Okay, and what I like about this is I do have some accessories on it. As you can see, the plate there. I don't know why I'm so proud of my little plate, but I bought a red chrome reflective plate, and these little bolts right there that I'm showing close up, they have a reflective material on them as well. So I got to show you guys at night what this looks like, but I'm real happy with that. Very good quality. So I got 4 bullet reflective bolts, and the actual the chrome plate kind of reflects too. So I wanted to show you the seat. So what's cool about like a adventure bike like this is the storage. You don't have to have saddlebags. You can just raise the seat, and as you can tell, this is a pretty big size camera bag that I have. So I didn't bring my long lens, but I could have. But anyway, that's a pretty nice size low pro, I think it's called Lowe's camera bag. Really nice camera bag, and it fits right under my seat. It's like the slim design. Low Pro, I think. I don't know. Anyway, got some mints in there, always popular. But yeah, it fits right under the seat, and actually I could get that in there, and water bottle, and it's really nice. And then of course I have my little cell phone mount case. I'll have links to all this stuff under the comments of the video, or under the video. I'll have the link to the license plate, the little bolts, and I'll also link the phone mount. But as you can see, I got this little Jayco air pressure thing that they had a really cool sticker in with everything. So I thought, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll just throw it on the front of the windshield there. But anyway, that's about it for this. Enjoy it.